Vladimir Putin has managed to bring together representatives from 36 countries in Kazan, Tatarstan, Russia for the 16th BRICS Plus summit. If one takes as a reference the objectives Putin himself outlined last January for this summit, to increase the organization's role in the international financial system, develop banking cooperation and the use of common currencies among its members, and promote collaboration between the respective tax and customs authorities, no agreement has been reached that would indicate a decisive step forward in any of these areas. Indeed, the meeting was attended by the heads of its current 9 members, Brazil virtually, Russia, India and China since 2006, South Africa since 2010, Egypt, Iran, the United Arab Emirates and Ethiopia since January 2024, and 27 other representatives, including candidates and guests. Kremlin spokespersons have been keen to point out that since 2021, the group has already surpassed the G7 members in GDP, measured in terms of purchasing power, parity 36% compared to 29%. Moreover, it accounts for 45% of the world's population and 44% of the world's oil production. The reality, however, is quite different. Firstly, and as a result of a division of the game decided since the end of World War II by the Western powers, with Washington and London at the head, neither separately nor jointly do they have a relevant weight in any of the international economic organizations, be it the IMF, the World Bank or the OECD. On the other hand, their ambition to replace the dollar as the international reference currency still faces numerous obstacles. And it is not foreseeable that they will be able to create a common currency in a realistic medium-term horizon. Internal divergences in both capabilities and motivations for joining the group affect their bargaining power. What these countries most clearly share is a sense of dissatisfaction with their position in international organizations. The order created by those they perceive today as their main rivals, with the United States at the forefront, needs to be updated. But for each member country, there are important nuances. Russia intends to use the organization to seek alternative ways of escaping international sanctions stemming from its invasion of Ukraine. For its part, India fears that China will use the group as an instrument to consolidate its pretended leadership, not only at the regional level, but also over the global south as a whole. Beyond the proclaimed friendship without limits between Beijing and Moscow, the visions of both actors in Central Asia are visibly disparate and competitive. So far, the first defections have already occurred, with Argentina withdrawing its candidacy after Javier Milei came to power and Saudi Arabia failing to clarify whether it will finally accept or reject the invitation. None of this means that the initiative is doomed to irrelevance, but there is a long road ahead to consolidate its place as a global geopolitical actor. If anything, the US and the EU would be wrong to use the world's leading economic institutions to cling to an increasingly unbalanced status quo. The West can no longer treat the countries of the so-called Global South as subordinates, even if the BRICS Plus partnership is not operational.